Hey everyone, in this video I wanted to pick up the old trusty Fujifilm X100V and do some street photography, but also have some fun with a JPEG film simulation. And I haven't actually picked this camera up in about 2 months, so I'm starting to feel those withdrawal symptoms kick in. Over the years of me using the Fujifilm, I have made 2 specific custom film simulation recipes, but putting those to one side, there is still one recipe that I keep coming back to and I just love for street photography. And that recipe is the Kodak Portra 160. And in this video I want to do some street photography in London, but I have slightly tweaked the Kodak 160 settings. I haven't changed anything dramatically, but I've just slightly altered some stuff to make it a bit more efficient and effective. In this video I also want to show you a side-by-side comparison of the JPEG straight from the camera compared with a RAW file which has been edited with some of my presets. And I think you'll see that some of the Kodak 160 recipe JPEGs that come straight out of this camera do in fact look better than my attempt at editing the RAW files. I don't think I need to ramble on anymore. Let's go and do some street photography in the City of London, and then we will come right back here and I will talk about how I've changed and, in my opinion, improved this Kodak 160 recipe. I also just quickly want to announce something. At the time of recording this, my first street photography book is now available to buy on my website. I'll also leave a link in the description. The support has been incredible and I can't thank you guys enough. Okay, let's go do some photography.
Here.
Cheers. Caffeine. Right. What are you doing?
Hiya, mate.
Hello, hello.
How are you? You guys?
Yes. Yo. Right. You good?
Nice to meet you.
I've had nothing to do with it now. It's good. so. Want some? You're fucking. This hand coming in. Right. These birds look active. I like the silhouettes. Like, come on. Yeah. How eager is JP?
Oh, that's amazing. Sandro, go kiss him. Oh.
Like that. Oh, these are perfect. Oh, that was great with the light on the water. Literally, the shape of his hand is spot on.
So I hope you enjoyed that little street photography session / wildlife photography in London. Let's now talk about the recipe and the little things I've done to change it. One of the first things I changed with the Kodak 160 recipe was actually in the tone curve. The original settings suggested -1 in the highlights and -2 in the shadows. However, I think that going for a -2 in the shadows kind of lifts them too much and you lose some of that natural contrast. So I just lowered that by 1. -1 in the shadows, -1 in the highlights. And you still have the intended look of the tone curve, but it's not as exaggerated so much and you've still got some of that nice contrast. The original recipe also had the color at 0, so no changes to the color from the JPEG, but I like color, so let's lean into that a little bit more, and I just simply went for +2. I have also not adjusted the clarity, whereas the original recipe suggested -3. Now, a lot of Fujifilm shooters will be watching this video knowing exactly what happens. When you change the clarity, you also then gain a buffering issue or a processing speed when you press the shutter button. So to avoid this random issue that I feel like should be fixed with a software update, to avoid this issue, I just put the clarity to 0. Now, lowering the clarity to -1, 2, 3, 4, it does look good. I have tried it a couple of times. You add a little bit of a glow, the images look a bit softer and perhaps more film-like, dare I say it. But I don't want to have to deal with that inconvenience of me slowing down my process, waiting for the camera when I just want to take photos. So yeah, clarity on 0. And another small adjustment to the white balance, which I have selected for auto with a +3 in the reds and -5 in the blue. And I find that this is just a small tweak. The original settings suggest a specific Kelvin rating and a warmer hue shift or tint shift. So I've gone for +3 and -5 in the white balance shift, whereas the original one is a little bit warmer, just 1 or 2 points over. So I find that my settings are a little bit more universal, although if you wanted that intended look of the Kodak 160, then go ahead and use the default settings suggested. But street photography is always, well, it's not predictable, and I want the settings when I'm out in the street to be pretty universal, that kind of thing. I might as well put both of the recipes on screen now, the original Kodak Portra 160 recipe and my Kodak Portra 160 slightly tweaked version. They're pretty much exactly the same, just a couple of adjustments. I'd love to know which of these recipes you actually prefer. Like I said, there really isn't that much difference, but if you want to test out the recipes and then show me what you're doing with it, tag me on Instagram, send me a message, I'd love to see your work. And that pretty much wraps it up for this video. I hope you've enjoyed me playing around with another Fujifilm JPEG recipe, and I'll see you guys next week. Peace. Oh, and my book is out now, so at the time of recording this, I think we have about 40 copies left, so go ahead and get a copy if you want, and if you don't, then don't.